Every morning, we all receive the same gift, 1,440 minutes. Some people use those minutes to build empires, achieve goals, and transform their lives, while others feel stuck, busy, and constantly running out of time. The difference isn't luck. It isn't talent. It's the way they manage every single minute. Today, we uncover the time management secrets that the world's most successful people live by, the habits that turn ordinary days into extraordinary results. One of the greatest truths successful people live by is that time is the most valuable and limited resource they will ever have. They look at every passing minute the same way an investor looks at money, something that must be used with intention. Imagine holding a bucket of water with a tiny hole at the bottom. If you don't pay attention, the water slips away slowly, silently, until suddenly the bucket is empty. That is exactly how time disappears when we are not aware of it. The people who achieve extraordinary results understand this deeply. They don't let minutes leak out through distractions, unnecessary conversations, or mindless scrolling. They protect their time the way a warrior protects his shield, because they know once a moment is gone, it never returns. This awareness creates a sense of urgency, a powerful reminder that every second matters. It pushes them to ask themselves a simple but life-changing question every morning. How can I invest today's 1,440 minutes in a way that moves my life forward? There is one habit that separates productive people from those who stay busy but never move forward. Every morning, before the world makes demands, before messages and notifications steal attention, they choose their most important task, the one thing that has the power to push their life closer to their goals. This single choice becomes their anchor. It cuts through the noise, the confusion, and the endless list of small tasks waiting to pull them in different directions. Imagine starting your day by attacking the one action that matters most, the task that creates progress, growth, and momentum. While others are lost in routines, they begin with intention. They know that completing this one task early gives them a silent victory, a sense of clarity, and a confidence boost that lasts throughout the day. When you decide your most important task every morning and do it before anything else, you stop reacting to life and start creating it. To-do lists are dangerous. They give you the illusion of productivity while quietly overwhelming you. 10 tasks become 20, and before you know it, the list becomes a wall too high to climb. Successful people don't rely on endless lists. Instead, they live by their calendar. They don't just write down what they need to do. They decide exactly when they will do it. Because if it's not scheduled, it doesn't exist. Think of your time like a hotel. If you don't reserve a room, someone else will take it. In the same way, if you don't block time for your most meaningful work, the world will fill it with noise, demands, and distractions. A to-do list might hold your intentions, but your calendar reflects your priorities. High achievers know this. They schedule their workouts, their deep work, their learning time, even moments to rest. Every block on their calendar is a commitment, a promise to themselves. It's how they stay in control of their day instead of letting the day control them. Procrastination doesn't disappear by force or motivation. It melts away the moment you take the smallest possible step. Successful people understand this deeply. They know the mind often resists big tasks, not because the work is hard, but because the first step feels heavy. So they trick their brain with tiny beginnings. They tell themselves to start for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of cleaning. And once they begin, something powerful happens. Momentum wakes up. The resistance fades. What started as 5 minutes quietly turns into 30, then an hour. And suddenly the task that felt impossible becomes effortless. They also use triggers to set their mind into motion. Simple cues like sitting at the same desk, wearing headphones, or opening a specific app. These small signals tell the brain it is time to work, time to focus, time to move. By shrinking the beginning and creating familiar triggers, they remove the weight of procrastination and let momentum do the rest. One of the biggest mindset shifts successful people make is accepting a truth most people avoid. You will never finish everything. The world will always give you more tasks, more messages, more responsibilities than you can ever complete in a single day. Instead of fighting this, they embrace it. This frees them from the pressure of trying to do it all, and allows them to focus only on what truly matters. Think of your daily tasks like waves in the ocean. No matter how fast you swim, another wave will always rise behind you. If you spend your life trying to outrun every wave, you will drown in exhaustion. But if you choose the right wave, the one that carries you forward, you move with power and direction. Successful people don't chase completeness, they chase impact. They ask themselves which actions create progress, which tasks shape their future, which efforts align with their goals. And once they know that, they let the rest go without guilt. Because the goal is not to do everything. The goal is to do the right things. The most productive people know that great ideas rarely appear when you are sitting at a desk. They come while walking, traveling, talking, or even when you are about to sleep. And if you don't capture them instantly, they fade like smoke in the wind. That is why they always carry a small notebook or use a simple notes app on their phone. The moment a thought, plan, or solution appears, they write it down. This small habit creates a huge advantage. It frees the mind from constantly trying to remember everything. A clear mind becomes sharp, calm, and focused. Imagine your brain as a room. If you fill it with scattered papers, reminders, tasks, and ideas, there is no space left to think deeply. But the moment you move everything to a notebook, the room becomes clean, open, and peaceful. Successful people rely on this external brain, a place where every idea is safe, every plan is stored, and nothing important gets lost. This clarity lowers stress, sharpens focus, and keeps their mind ready for real work. Most people wake up and open their inbox before they even open their eyes fully, letting messages, notifications, and other people's demands decide the direction of their entire day. Successful people do the opposite. They protect their focus by controlling when and how they check their inbox. They never let every new notification pull them away from their work. Instead, they choose specific times, maybe twice or thrice a day, to open their email and respond with intention. Imagine your inbox like a door. If you leave it wide open, anyone can walk in at any moment and steal your attention. But if you open it only at fixed times, you stay in charge of your energy. This simple habit keeps the mind calm, prevents constant switching, and gives you long stretches of uninterrupted focus. When your inbox no longer controls you, your day becomes clearer, stronger, and far more productive. Most people waste hours sitting in meetings that lead nowhere, talking in circles, solving nothing, and draining their energy. Successful people avoid this trap completely. They treat meetings like a last resort, not a routine. Before agreeing to one, they ask if the goal can be achieved through a message, a voice note, or a short call. When a meeting is truly necessary, they keep it sharp and focused. No wandering topics, no unnecessary storytelling, no crowd of people who don't need to be there. They walk in with a clear purpose, make decisions quickly, and leave the moment the objective is achieved. Imagine reclaiming 30 minutes here, 20 minutes there, an hour somewhere else. All that saved time becomes fuel for real work, deep focus, and meaningful progress. Successful people understand that every minute spent talking should create a result. When meetings become efficient, your day becomes powerful. One of the strongest habits successful people develop is the courage to say no, not out of selfishness, but out of clarity. They understand that every time they say yes to something unimportant, they are silently saying no to something that truly matters. Every yes costs time, energy, and attention, the three resources that shape your entire life. Think of your focus like a beam of light. When it spreads in every direction, it becomes weak and blurry. But when you narrow that light into a single direction, it cuts through steel. That is how powerful a focused life becomes. Most people feel guilty refusing tasks, invitations, or responsibilities, so they overload themselves until they collapse under the weight. Successful people protect their goals by choosing carefully. They ask if a request moves them forward or pulls them away. If it aligns with their purpose, they accept it fully. If not, they step back without guilt. By learning to say no, they create space for the work that matters, the dreams that demand attention, and the life they want to build. There is a silent pattern hidden inside every success story, something that most people never notice. A small part of their effort creates most of their results. This is the 80-20 rule, a principle that guides the world's top performers. They understand that not all tasks are equal. A few actions create progress, growth, income, opportunities, and transformation, while the rest only create the feeling of being busy. Imagine a tree. Only a few branches carry the sweetest fruits, and if you focus your energy on those branches, you gather more in less time. But if you climb every branch blindly, you waste your strength and end up with very little. Successful people spend time discovering their powerful 20%, the tasks that truly move their life forward. Once they identify those actions, they give them priority, energy, and attention. Everything else becomes secondary. This simple focus turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results, because when you work on the few things that matter, life begins to change quickly and dramatically. The most successful people don't try to be good at everything. They understand a simple truth that most people ignore. Growth happens faster when you focus on what you naturally do well. Your strengths are your unfair advantage, the tools only you can use with mastery. When you spend your day on work that fits your gifts, your energy rises, your creativity opens, and your results multiply. But when you force yourself into tasks that drain you or belong to someone else's skill set, your progress becomes slow and heavy. Imagine a musician trying to paint or a painter trying to dance. They may manage, but they will never shine the way they do in the place where they are meant to be. Successful people choose to spend their time in their zone of strength. They delegate tasks that don't require their unique abilities, or they let them go completely. This focus frees their mind, protects their energy, and allows them to pour everything into the work only they can do. When you honor your strengths instead of trying to do everything, your productivity becomes smoother, your time becomes valuable, and your impact becomes undeniable. The mind works best when it moves in one direction instead of jumping from task to task. Successful people know this, so they group similar work together and handle it in focused blocks. When you batch tasks, your brain stays in the same rhythm, the same energy, the same flow. There is no constant switching, no restarting, no losing momentum. Imagine cleaning your entire house, but doing one room each day. It feels slow, scattered, and exhausting. But when you clean everything in one focused session, it becomes faster and easier because your mind stays in cleaning mode. The same principle applies to your life. Answer all messages at one time. Do all creative work in one block. Handle all small chores together. Each batch becomes a wave you ride smoothly instead of stopping and starting again. This simple habit eliminates mental friction, saves huge amounts of time, and makes you feel more organized and in control. The 5-minute rule is one of the simplest and most powerful habits productive people follow. Whenever a small task appears, something so quick that it can be finished before you even realize it, they do it on the spot. No waiting, no delaying, no adding it to a list that will only grow longer and heavier. These tiny tasks are like pebbles on a path. One or two don't matter, but when you keep stepping over them, they pile up until walking becomes difficult. By handling anything that takes less than 5 minutes immediately, you clear your path before it gets blocked. You reply to that short message, file that document, wash that cup, note down that idea, all in the moment. These small actions create a surprising sense of speed and control. They prevent clutter, reduce stress, and keep your day flowing smoothly. Successful people know that the fastest way to stay ahead is to remove small obstacles before they become big ones. The first hour of your day is the foundation on which the rest of your day is built. And successful people guard it like treasure. They don't let noise, messages, or random tasks invade this sacred time. Instead, they begin with rituals that sharpen the mind and strengthen the body. A quiet moment to plan the day, a few pages of learning to ignite new ideas, a short session of movement to wake the energy inside them. This hour becomes their anchor, the calm before the world begins to pull them in every direction. Imagine starting your morning not with chaos, but with clarity. Not with pressure, but with purpose. When you give your first moments to yourself, the rest of the day naturally follows your lead. You think better, act wiser, and stay focused because you began with intention. Successful people know that how you start determines how you finish, so they choose to begin with strength, discipline, and direction. Most people believe productivity is about squeezing more tasks into limited hours, but successful people see it differently. They understand that real productivity comes from the quality of their energy and the sharpness of focus. When your mind is tired, even a simple task feels heavy. When your body is drained, even your best ideas lose their power. But when your energy is high and your focus is clear, time suddenly becomes your ally. 1 hour can feel like 3. A difficult task becomes smooth. Creativity flows without force. Imagine your mind as a lens. When it is foggy, light scatters in all directions. But when it is clear, it concentrates into a beam strong enough to cut through anything. That is what happens when you take care of your sleep, your food, your movement, and your mental clarity. Successful people protect these things fiercely. They rest when needed, they move their body, they avoid energy-draining habits, and they design their environment to reduce distractions. By managing their inner world, they gain control over their outer world. When your energy rises, your time becomes powerful, and your productivity becomes unstoppable. Ultra-successful people are not the ones who fill their days with endless activity. They are the ones who understand that life is not won by doing everything, but by mastering the few things that truly matter. While most people scatter their energy across dozens of small tasks, these individuals concentrate their power on the actions that shape their future. They choose depth over speed, clarity over chaos, and intention over noise. Imagine a sculptor standing before a block of stone. He does not strike everywhere. He chooses a few precise points, and with each focused strike, the masterpiece slowly appears. In the same way, the people who rise above the rest focus their effort on the select areas that move their life forward. They know that success is not created by doing more, but by doing what matters with complete dedication. Time is life, and every minute that slips away is a piece of your story you can never rewrite. When you waste time, you are not just losing hours, you are losing opportunities, dreams, memories, and chances to become the person you want to be. Successful people feel this truth deeply. It is what pushes them to act with intention instead of drifting through their days. Imagine looking back years from now and realizing that every moment you respected, every minute you protected, built the life you are living. And imagine the opposite, realizing that the time you let slip away took parts of your future with it. The power to choose is in your hands right now. When you value your time, you value your life. When you protect it, your life expands. And when you use it with purpose, everything you dream of begins to move toward you. Every day gives you a new chance to rewrite your story, a fresh set of minutes that can shape your future if you choose to use them with intention. These lessons are not just ideas to listen to. They are tools to live by. And the real magic begins when you take even one of them and apply it today. Imagine how different your life could look a month from now, a year from now, if you simply protected your time, focused on what matters, and moved forward with clarity and discipline. Small changes create powerful momentum. If any part of this journey inspired you, let it be a reminder that your life is built moment by moment, choice by choice. So take this knowledge with you, carry it into your day, and let it guide the way you work, think, and grow. And if you felt connected to this message, if it added even a little value to your life, then show your support with a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe so we can continue growing stronger together. Your presence here means more than you know, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this journey.